So this is a variant of Yuumi Control that involves using a Deep Sea Diva engine to search for Ocean Dragon Lord Kairyu-Shin. Kairyu-Shin is a good counter to the current meta because it prevents both players from controlling more than one non-water monster, which is a huge blow to decks like Floowandereeze, Sword Soul, and Despia. This deck has plenty of extenders to play through interruptions. You could probably add more small worlds to increase the probability of getting Deep Sea Diva and other cards in your hand. There are probably hand traps and board breakers to add to the deck to make it better going second. So if you have any ideas on how to improve the deck, please share them in the comments below. Even without hand traps and board breakers, I was still able to get to Diamond 3 with a 6-win streak from Diamond 5, which is pretty impressive. So to get Kairyu-Shin to the hand, we will be using Atlantean Dragoons. When this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, you can add 1 Sea Serpent to your hand. We will use it to add Kairyu-Shin, but we can also use it to add Minstrel, Abyss-Megalo, or Mooling Glacia. Once we add Kairyu-Shin to our hand, we can summon it from our hand using Ice Shade Tremora, Electric Jellyfish, or Lantern Shark. And we have mini soft copies of all of these cards. Another way to summon Kairyu-Shin from the hand is by synchro summoning Prima Donna. We can synchro summon Prima Donna by either using Diva and Prince to synchro summon into Tatsunoko, and Tatsunoko can then synchro summon using a level 4 from the field or your hand. And another way is to use Diva in a level 5, like Abyss Shark. Prima Donna requires your opponent to have a banished card in order to use its effect, so we will be using Minstrel to banish 1 card from our opponent's hand, and then use Prima Donna to summon a level 4 lower water monster from our deck. We can use it to summon Electric Jellyfish. So this deck does use Pot of Prosperity. You can banish any card except your Synchro Monsters and Marintis Anemone. Deep Sea Diva starts our combo, so we're going to normal summon it. Use it to special summon Atlantean Prince. Prince gives us a copy of Dragoons, and the Dragoon in the graveyard gives us a Mooling Glacia. Using Minstrel, we discard Dragoons, look at our opponent's hand to banish the least important card. The discarded Dragoon gives us a copy of Kairyu-Shin. We use Abyss Shark to add Crystal Shark to our hand. We synchro summon into Prima Donna, and with 5 water monsters in our graveyard, we can summon Mooling Glacia and discard 2 of their cards. Now we use Minstrel to summon Electric Jellyfish from the deck. The banished card is added back to their hand. Prima Donna and Atlantean Prince can now synchro summon into Dragite. Electric Jellyfish can send Yuumi from the deck to the graveyard to summon any water monster from the hand. We then use Kairyu-Shin's effect to add Sea Stealth from the deck to our hand. And in the draw phase, you flip over Sea Stealth attack, and now our opponent is locked from having more than 1 non-water monster. So here we discard Dragoons, chain Abyss Teus, our opponent negates Teus, but that's okay because we don't need Teus to resolve. Dragoons adds Diva to the hand, we normal summon Diva, it gets negated by Ash. We use Abyss Shark to add Crystal Shark to our hand. 1 for 1 lets us play through a Deep Sea Diva negate so we can get Atlantean Prince to the field. We use Dragoon to then add Deep Sea Minstrel to our hand. We then banish 1 card. Adding Mooling Glacia to our hand. Mooling Glacia discards their final 2 cards. We then synchro summon into Deep Sea Prima Donna. Prima Donna gives us our Electric Jellyfish. And then using Foolish Burial Goods, we send Ice Barrier to the graveyard, and then banish it to add Kairyu-Shin to our hand. Prima Donna and Atlantean Prince synchro summon into Emancipator Horizon Dragite. Jelly attempts to bring Kairyu-Shin to the field, and our opponent scoops. So in this replay, we'll summon Kairyu-Shin using Marintis Anemone, and we're up against Branded Despia. Our opponent uses Mirror Jade to banish their own card, so at the end of their turn, they will set Branded in red. Fortunately, we drew Called by the Grave. We use Deep Sea Minstrel to discard Dragoons, and they negate Minstrel. Dragoons adds a copy of Abyss-Megalo to our hand. We use Pot of Prosperity, and we use it to grab Abyss Shark. If our opponent had a hand trap, they would have used it by now, so we normal summon Deep Sea Diva. Summon Atlantean Prince. They activate Branded in red. We chain Called by the Grave, preventing them from fusion summoning. Using our Atlantean Prince, we add Dragoons and Mooling Glacia. We then activate Fish Sonar to add Electric Jellyfish to our hand. Abyss-Megalo discards our Electric Jellyfish and Dragoons. The Dragoons then adds Kairyu-Shin to our hand. We special summon Mooling Glacia, discarding 2 cards. We link summon into Marintis Anemone to bring our Electric Jellyfish back. So you don't want to send Mirror Jade to the graveyard, so what we're going to do is we're going to summon Nash Knight using Abyss Shark. Nash Knight detaches 2 materials to add a number monster from our deck and Mirror Jade to it as material. And now we can activate Jellyfish to bring Kairyu-Shin to the field. So I skipped ahead a little bit and we're up against Floorangeries. They have a continuous spell in the back row, Undying Winds, which is a good out to Kairyu-Shin, so we'll have to get rid of it later. Floorangeries has multiple non-water monsters, so they are still able to combo away anyway. They summon Barrier Statue and then use Undying Winds. They tribute Nash Knight by setting their monster face down. They set one card and pass their turn. We skip our main phase and we go straight into the battle phase. Kairyu-Shin gets rid of the Barrier Statue, and then we flip over their monster. We then special summon Muling Glacier to discard 2 cards, and we get really lucky by discarding all of their water monsters. We discard Dragoons with Minstrel. They chain Call by the Grave, and we negate it with Jellyfish. Our opponent has nothing to stop us. Dragoons adds Diva to our hand, we normal summon it to bring Atlantean Prince to the field. Atlantean Prince sends Atlantean Heavy Infantry into the graveyard, allowing us to pop Undying Winds, and our opponent scoops. We won't always have access to Diva and Atlantean Prince. In this replay, we use Foolish Burial Goods. It gets negated by Ash Blossom. We normal summon Electric Jellyfish, use its effect to special summon Atlantean Dragoons, Agsy summon into Bahamut Shark, detaching Dragoons to summon Totally Awesome. We use Minstrel to banish our opponent's Nibiru. Dragoons adds a Muling Glacier to the hand. Abyss Shark hits the field, adding Crystal Shark to our hand. To get 5 water monsters in the graveyard, we're going to have to summon Marincess Anemone. Marincess Anemone then brings back our Abyss Shark, allowing us to special summon Muling Glacier to discard 2 cards. Now we can special summon Crystal Shark, and our opponent scoops. If you're ever going second against a full board like this, there's only one way to out this board, and that is by leaving the game.